Have you ever felt like you were screaming into a void? You have the idea, the solution, the insight that could change everything. But when you speak, it's like you're invisible. The smartest person in the room is often the most ignored, not because their value is missing, but because they can't build a bridge from their mind to the minds of others. That bridge is communication. We live in the most connected era in human history, yet we have become experts at talking at each other instead of with each other. Your career, your relationships, and your self-worth hinge on one simple truth: influence begins with clarity. If your words create confusion instead of connection, you will never get the job, the respect, or the life you deserve. This isn't about being born a charismatic speaker. No one is. This is about learning the mechanics of being heard. The good news: the skills are learnable. The ones who master this game aren't the ones who never say the wrong thing. They're the ones who speak, fail, learn, and speak again relentlessly. What if the one thing standing between you and that next massive opportunity is simply the way you connect with people? If you're ready to stop being overlooked and start being unforgettable, then let's begin. Section 1. The Silent Superpower. How to listen like a detective. Most of us walk through life desperately wanting to be heard, yet we rarely offer that gift to others. We treat conversations like a competitive sport, waiting for a gap in the other person's breath, just so we can jump in and make our point. But what if I told you the single most powerful communication tool isn't about talking better, but about listening with lethal intention? Stop thinking of listening as a passive waiting game. Start thinking of it as an active investigation. You are a detective, and the person speaking is giving you clues. The words are just the surface-level evidence. Where's the real story? It's in their tone. It's in the hesitation before they answer a tough question. It's in the energy that shifts when they talk about something they truly care about. You can't gather these clues if you're busy planning your rebuttal in your head. This starts with presence. It means putting your phone away. Not just face down on the table, but completely out of sight. In a world of constant distraction, offering someone your undivided attention is the ultimate sign of respect. Every time you interrupt someone, you are subconsciously screaming, "What I have to say is more important than what you are saying." And that single act erodes trust. To rebuild it, you must master the art of intentional silence. Listen to understand, not just to reply. That is the foundation upon which every meaningful connection is built. Section 2. The Architect of Trust. The unbreakable power of eye contact. There's a silent barrier that derails thousands of conversations every day, and most people don't even know it exists. It's the subtle, constant avoidance of eye contact. When you fail to look someone in the eye, you are subconsciously sending a signal of distrust, disinterest, or insecurity. Your words might be saying, "I'm confident," but your eyes are telling a different story. Eye contact is the doorway to trust. It's a primal human act that says, "I see you, I acknowledge you, you matter." Yet so many of us avoid it because it feels intimidating or uncomfortable. Here's the secret. It isn't about staring someone down in a contest of wills. It's about sharing a moment of genuine presence. Try this simple, non-creepy technique today. When you're talking to someone, whether it's a barista or your boss, hold their gaze for just 3 to 5 seconds at a time, about as long as it takes to register their eye color. Then you can briefly look away before re-engaging. This small act transforms you. It adds immense weight and sincerity to your words, making them land with far greater impact. In moments of conflict or negotiation, steady eye contact demonstrates courage and an openness to connect, even when you disagree. Start practicing this with every person you meet. You'll be amazed at how this simple habit changes the way the world sees and hears you. Section 3. The Mindful Pause, the billion-dollar skill of thinking before you speak. Have you ever had that sinking feeling the moment a word leaves your mouth, knowing you can never take it back? We've all been there. Speaking without thinking is like an archer firing an arrow in the dark. You might hit something, but it's rarely the target. Words have immense power. They can build empires or burn bridges. The greatest communicators understand that this power is best wielded with intention, not impulse. Clear communication begins with a pause. In our fast-paced world, we've come to see silence as weakness or hesitation. This is a profound mistake. The pause is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength, wisdom, and respect. It signals to the other person that you value the conversation enough to contribute something meaningful, not just noise. When you take that extra second to gather your thoughts, you do more than just avoid mistakes. You give your words space to breathe. It allows your listener to absorb what you've just said, and it builds anticipation for what's coming next. This is the difference between speaking to be heard and speaking to be understood. The world is filled with rushed, distracted speakers who interrupt and leap to conclusions. Be the one who is deliberate. Be the one who respects the silence. Your thoughtful presence will command more respect than the loudest voice in the room. Section 4. The Simplicity Revolution. Why jargon kills and clarity converts. Here's a hard truth. Trying to sound smart often makes you sound the opposite. Many people, in a desperate attempt to seem intelligent, stuff their sentences with complex jargon and convoluted phrases. They think they're impressing their audience, but all they're really doing is building a wall. When people don't understand you, they don't just get confused, they tune out. The most powerful communicators in history, from Abraham Lincoln to Steve Jobs, were masters of simplicity. They could take wildly complex ideas and distill them into language anyone could grasp. True intelligence isn't about making things complicated. It's about making them profoundly simple. Clarity is a gift you give to your audience. It shows respect. It says, I care enough about this idea to make it accessible to you. Think of your words like a path through a forest. Are you creating a clear, easy-to-follow trail, or are you forcing your listener to hack their way through a jungle of unnecessary complexity? Drop the ego. Stop using $5 words when a 10-cent one will do. The goal is to connect, not to confuse. When you prioritize clarity above all else, you don't just get your message across. You build trust, you earn respect, and you step into the role of a true leader. Section 5. The Curiosity Engine. How to unlock conversations. Not just answer. Then why do so many conversations feel like a boring interview? Because they are. They stay on the surface, built on a foundation of dead-end questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. These questions shut down dialogue instead of opening it up. If you want to build real, meaningful connections, you need to stop asking questions that invite transaction and start asking questions that invite stories. This is the power of open-ended questions. They are the keys that unlock deeper insights, emotions, and true understanding. They turn a one-sided interrogation into a collaborative exploration. Here's the difference. A closed-ended question is, did you have a good weekend? The answer is yes or no, conversation over. An open-ended question is, what was the most memorable part of your weekend? That question can't be answered with a single word. It invites reflection. It invites a story. This requires a fundamental shift in your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you want to say next, you must become genuinely curious about the other person. Ask how, what, and why questions. For example, instead of, do you like your job? Try, what's the most challenging part of what you do? You're no longer just collecting facts. You're creating a space for someone to share their world with you. Master this, and you'll never have a boring conversation again. Section 6. The Body Never Lies. Decoding and mastering nonverbal cues long before you say a single word. You've already communicated a message. Your body language is the billboard for your intentions. People often say one thing, but their posture, gestures, and expressions tell an entirely different and more honest story. This disconnect is where trust dies. Your nonverbal cues don't just support your message. In many cases, they are the message. If you're slouched over with your arms crossed, your words of enthusiasm will ring hollow. The listener's brain will believe the billboard, not the speech. Improving this starts with awareness. One of the most powerful and simple adjustments is maintaining an open posture. Keep your arms uncrossed and your body angled toward the person you're speaking with. This signals confidence, openness, and approachability. Next, bring your hands into the conversation. Don't hide them in your pockets. Use deliberate, purposeful gestures to emphasize your points. When your hands move in harmony with your words, it adds a layer of energy and dynamism that makes your message more memorable and convincing. Practice speaking in front of a mirror, or record yourself to see what your billboard is actually saying. When your body and your words are telling the same confident story, your impact becomes undeniable. Your impact becomes undeniable. Section 7. Your verbal gym. The daily drills that build a powerful voice. Would you expect to run a marathon without training? Of course not. Yet we expect to speak clearly, confidently, and persuasively without ever training the muscles involved. Speaking well isn't magic. It's mechanics. How you say something is just as important as what you say. If your words are mumbled, or your sentences jumbled, your brilliant ideas will be lost in translation. Welcome to your verbal gym. Your daily workout is simple but transformative. Read aloud for 5 minutes every single day. This practice feels awkward at first, but it is one of the fastest ways to build verbal precision. It forces you to slow down, enunciate every syllable, and feel the rhythm of the language. This is the vocal weightlifting that builds a strong, clear, and resonant voice. It trains your mouth and brain to work in perfect sync. For your second workout, become a word collector. Expanding your vocabulary isn't about memorizing obscure words to show off. It's about having the exact right tool for the job. When you read widely, you naturally absorb new words in their proper context, making them part of your active arsenal. Richer vocabulary allows you to express your ideas with greater precision and emotion. This simple 5-minute daily habit, reading aloud and noting one new word, will compound over time, transforming your voice from a source of anxiety into an instrument of influence. Section 8. The brutal truth mirror. Using tech to expose your blind spots. Every great athlete, from Tom Brady to Serena Williams, obsessively reviews their game tape. They watch their performance back not for fun, but to find the tiny flaws that separate good from great. Why then, do we as communicators almost never review our own performance? The most powerful and uncomfortable tool for rapid growth is right in your pocket, your phone's voice or video recorder. Recording yourself speaking is the ultimate brutal truth mirror. It forces you to become an objective observer of your own habits. The voice in your head is a biased liar. The voice on the recording is the truth. For the first time, you will hear what everyone else hears. You'll notice the ums, gahs, and likes that litter your speech. You'll hear the monotonous tone that puts people to sleep. You'll see the nervous fidgeting you never knew you had. Yes, it's cringy. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But you cannot fix a flaw you are not aware of. This practice is the foundation of self-awareness, which is the cornerstone of effective communication. Just a few minutes of listening to yourself each week will give you more actionable feedback than years of guesswork. It shines a bright, unforgiving light on your weaknesses, giving you the clarity needed to make real, lasting progress. Stop guessing how you sound and start knowing. Section 9. The ultimate feedback loop. How to turn criticism into your greatest advantage. You can practice in front of a mirror and record yourself for hours, but you will eventually hit a ceiling. Why? Because you can't see your own blind spots. Real exponential growth comes from one of the scariest but most valuable sources: honest feedback from other people. Most people avoid feedback like the plague because they fear criticism. But the greatest communicators don't just accept feedback, they hunt it down. They understand that feedback is not a threat. It is a gift of priceless data. Stop hoping people will magically understand you and start asking for the truth. But don't just ask, "How did I do?" That's too vague. Ask targeted questions to trusted friends or mentors. Try questions like, "Was there any part of my explanation that felt unclear? What is one thing I could have done to make my message more persuasive? Did my tone match my message?" When you receive the feedback, your only job is to listen. Do not defend. Do not explain. Just absorb it, thank them for their honesty, and reflect on it later. Seeking feedback requires humility, but it is the ultimate accelerator for your development. By creating this cycle of speaking, seeking feedback and adapting, you build a powerful momentum that will sharpen your skills faster than any other method. This is the final step that separates the lifelong amateur from the true master of communication.